Very weird. Very weird to sort of feel like you have hair. You know what I'm saying? You ever feel what it's like to have hair? Feels good. Feels good. I don't know why it feels good. Maybe this hair feels good. I can change it. I can even throw it in the wash. Imagine everything you hear. Can you imagine everything you hear? How do you imagine it? Do you imagine it by thinking about it? That should I exchange for what you hear? Didn't hear anything. What did you hear? What did you say? That's the thing. If I put the element, what I call it, a noun, a verb, an adjective. What if I say something that you can't forget because it's just staying on your mind all the time? Or something that you can't say that you're going to, if you do say it, you're going to regret it. Or how about not speaking to your mother and your father, and then the last day comes and they're gone. You said, I should have said something. Well, it's too late. I shouldn't have said it. But now it's too late. Why do we have to think of what we're going to say? Do we all say things rationally? Should there be rules and regulations? Because what if you were just a machine? And the two machines came in and they went together like that. One above, one below, sometimes above, sometimes below. But what happens if the machines come in like that? Do they work together? How can we make this work? Opposites, horizontal and vertical. Here I'm sleeping, here I'm awake. The eye is where the nose is, and the division connects the two sides of the nose, the full side of the mouth. When you put them together, the addition and the subtraction, or the division of above and below, is telling a complete story. Complete story. First of all, the word is the word. It's horizontal. The other word, one word starts with an H. H8V, which is 22, or it will be 3 times 8 minus 2, 2 times 8 plus 6, or 3 times 8, hold on a second, 3 times 8 point, what is it? Let me see, 8 divided by 22. I want to calculate that. Wow, I can't find, oh, there it is. 22 divided by 8 is 2.75. So now the 2.75 is going to right away tell me about the electric moon, because I know those numbers. It's going to tell me about male and female. Number 25, the jack, the connection. It's also going to tell me about man, woman, bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, 156. Why? Because after 12 years of 13 moons is 156. Because 13 years of 13 moons is 139. So the 156 equals to what is 12, and the 169 equals to what is 16. I'm seeing that very often. It reminds me of purple. The reason it reminds me of purple is because the 12 and the 4 ball in the game of pool is purple. But since it's totaling up to the total itself, it's now going to remind me of the cue ball. Purple will tell me about number 88. 88 will tell me about Trump. It'll say 4 times 22, because that's the perfect number that fits into it. We need to understand that the separation of things are 3 and 4, according to this. There are 3 sides, 3 opposite sides, total of 6. Although it's an odd number, it's an even number. 3 and 6, 4 and 8, 4 and 8, 8 and 4. H8, V, 22, and 22 is also V4. Why am I talking so quick? Why am I going so fast? Why am I sort of seem to be rushing what's going on? It's the flow of thought. It's the flow of thought. So I just lost my little piece over here. So what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? Where am I going to advance to? What am I going to talk about? Angles. What is it that I wrote about the word 13? Do you want to read out what I wrote here? Let's see, 13. I was wondering, when you see a number, connect as you spoke. Okay, this is something I wrote to somebody. How did you figure out about the homage of the Illuminati? How did they bring 13 to find out about the family of that? Well, you could. If you study, you'll find that's the realm you're working in. If you're working in the zodiac, which is a huge realm, you'll be big. You'll be big out there. People will go, I'm not working in that realm. I'm going to just move myself into the realm. Should I be talking about the 13th moon? Imagine 13 moons fall into 12 zodiac signs. What is that calculation? 13 divided by 12 equals 1.08. 13 moons, 12 zodiac signs. Now, there's 1.25 days that remain. No matter how you look at it, there's always so let me get into that. So just give me 1 second over here. Where am I? Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Just give me 1 second here. I'm just, I need to take a little sip of this. I'm feeling a little weak. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, it's just like when you get up and you almost pass out. It felt like that, but I was just sitting, and it could be because of the PUFF. Okay, so where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Okay. Okay, no. Okay, I'm over here. Okay, so what it is 13. Where's the calculator now? Okay, here. 13 comes at 7 and 6, 13. 4 and 3, 7. 9 and 4, 13. 4 and 3, 7. 9, 8 and 5, 13. 2 and 5, 7. Now, we can draw everything up in squares, but according to games, the game of roulette, okay, they draw their board up in rectangles. So, but it looks like a 2x3 triangle, or a 4x3, because 4x3, 3x4 creates the same 12 area space. Roulette board, I try to use games to explain everything. So I'm not going to use that roulette board. I'm going to get another one. Okay, so this would be a roulette board. Okay, so where was I? What was I doing? Just 1 second. Just give me a second. I want to see where I was. Okay, you know what? Actually, give me more than a second. I'm going to be honest with you. I have to go to the washroom behind those gates over there. Just give me a second so I can get my head straight. Going to be there in a minute. Okay. Okay, I'm back. So, what was I talking about? I wanted to talk about shapes. I wanted to talk about so many things, but I went away for a minute. Let me see. Okay, let's start out with this. Yeah, I was talking about 13, so let me get back into the 13. So the 13, or how about the 13 ball and pull? The 13 ball and pull is orange. The 13 ball and pool has 7 balls in between the two of its kind. The 5 ball, the 5. In between that is 12 and 11 and 10 and 9. Then the 8, and then there's the 7 and the 6 equals to 13, equals to 8, equals to 42. So when I want to understand a situation with something, I want to understand what's going on here. So this is a stripe, and this is a solid. Sol, birth in Mars, 94. The ID, in French, they go dimanche, which is Sunday. The total of 84 in Sunday is going to equal to possibly this word Pluto, 84. The thing about Sunday, although it's 84, it's actually 4 and 80, 4 and 76. The reason for that is because this is an even number. The rest are odd. Odd man's out, right? Then there's other realities in this. We can take out letters, can we? We can take out the A and the S because they're the same. In certain houses, certain numbers are the same. The reason for that is S equals to 19. 1 plus 9 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. A equals to 1. They're the same thing. We can take them out. There's a difference in here. The S is a 10, and 9 equals to 19 equals to 10. Where do you get this? In order to create 19 in French, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. What you say is you say dix. In English, you say 10. Now, when you go on to Monday or lundi, Monday is 42 and 30, equaling to 72. But in this one, there's 1, 2, 3 letters, 13, 28, 42, and 30 between black and the red. But this is going to be a separate part of the word because it's in all the days of the week. All the days of the week. Where am I over here? Okay. So we get that. So then we get lundi. So I don't know what Sunday is. Dimanche is 4, 9, 13, 26, 27, 41, 44, 52, 57. Do I get that right? 5, 13, 16, 31, 44, and 9 is 53, 54. Now I got to count it again. 13, 26, 27, 41, 44, 52, 57, 13, 16, 31, 43, and 9, 52, 57. Okay. Dimanche and the moon fit together. So the one dot, the 1 day of rest. And in English, right, it's a little bit different, but this also means east. It's a good thing I don't put it yeast. So now we have lundi, then we have mardi, which is Tuesday, and then we have Tuesday, which is unlike Thursday when Thursday comes with an H. So Tuesday is going to be 30, 41, and 24. Is that 64, 5? 24, 34, 45, 55, 65. So Tuesday is 65 and 30, where the T and the D come together, and you're going to have 24 out of 95. Is that right? 24 out of 95, 24 and 71 between the black and between the red. But there's a reduction in the word. The T is going to be marked off as a 2, the U, 2, S, 2, Y, 2. This is a huge word. The reason for that is the single-digit Pythagorean reduction in this word pertains to all letters that can be reduced to a single digit and what the difference is between the original number. T equals to 20. 2 plus 0. 2 plus 0 equals to 2. 20 minus 2 equals to 18. The reason I put 2 is because all reductions are full 9 reductions. When you reduce by 2, we call it the house of bait. When you reduce by ones, we're going to call it the aleph house. And I do that for the 1 aleph and the 2 bait. And one is inside the house and one is outside the house. So I just want to show you something. I'm going to do a small design. See that? That's one of them. And then I can go ahead. Just going to create the other one, right? Or just the, is this the V? Is this the heart? This space here and this space here and this space here, right? This space is left out and this space is left out and this space was encompassed. It's an area space in space, but encompassed by the hearts that surround it. But it's still living in space. All you have to do right, and you see the way this E and E, the E world comes out, right? The E world comes out, and this is a value of 7, and the reason for that is over here, because the corners have 3 colors. Then there's an area space here and an area space there, but that's inside the game, so this is going to be 3 and 3 colors and colors to a single face. So what would you call this? I'd call this, look, 3 and 3, right? No, it's 7 and 7. We're going to give this corner a value of 7. And this heart, the value of 7. It's 7 and 7. That's the value. 2 colors, 3 colors, and 2 colors. So we have 7 and 7. And then we're going to have what we're going to have is what's not in there, 3 and 3. We're going to end up with, can I do that? 3 and 3, and then 1 to the center. And this is the way your cube sets up. You have 2 sides like this. If you want to set up your cube that way. So it's just got to understand what that actually means. So when you set it up this way, you have 14 in the house and you have 7 outside of the house. So when you look at this cube and you go around this way, you go around this way, and then you go up and down, right? So if you do that and you take a look at this, you got 3, 2, 5, and 4. 3, 2, 5, and 4 equals to 14. And then you have 1 and 6. And it's the same number. Same way to count. Rubik's Cube. So we have this. So now that's the reason for Aleph and Beit. Aleph is on the outside of the world. The question is, do we use Beit this way? Or is this related to the 7th gate? Reasoning for that is the 3 colors, the 1 color that live outside before we encompassed it. So what would be 13? What would be 4? Well, we're not going to get into the direct of what would be and how come and because, other than to show you like we did on this calculator. And also the Mayans, right? They run, I think, a 20-day cycle of 18. But they also run it into the calculation of 13 and 7. They're gearing that they run it in. Right over here, that's the gearing that they run it in. So if you notice, there's 7 areas here, and then there's 13 areas over here. And you can notice that the 13th area and the 7th area are both the same numbers. So the 13th area, I have to mark that down. Wow. The 13th and the 7th area are the same numbers. And this is the Mayan grid, the Mayan gears, 13 and 7. So if I take a look, oh, you won't see it there. So if you calculate them, every single one of these, every single one of these will all equal to the same thing. 8, 13, 21, 24, 26, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 22, 27, 5, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 27, 6, 14, 19, 26, 27, 10, 22, 23, 27, 5, 25, 5, 15, 27. And then on this side, it's 13, 22, 23, 24, 27, 6, 7, 8, 9, 17, 27, 5, 12, 18, 27, 10, 25, 27, 11, 21, 22, 27, 10, 20, 10, 16, 27, and so on. So it all equals to 27, the house of bait in this entire grindstone of the Mayan. Over here, if you want to take a look, orphelin, or just look up the orphan children, And when you look up the orphan children, you'll get this. And what's ironic about this, it equals 57, and on this side, 75. But there's a calculation, because it'll be 3 parts of what is 57 equaling to 19. And the other side will be 5 parts equaling to 5 times 15 equals to 75. So it's going to create what is the OS letter, perhaps the operated system, to the creation of the electronic world. 3 and 5, electric company, if you want to look at it as the letters that way. I think I should keep this to a short video. Again, we were back on the, let me continue on with I'm going to get into another book. Let me see if and I'm going to go to the, just 1 second, let me write this down. I don't even have a date. November, let's say 3rd, and this one is about the same time. And the 2023, the end of the book, book B, book A. Okay, I also had it done over here. Trying to show it over here. And then over here, you see there's an inside block and an outside block, also trying to understand the donut. I believe what would go over here are your hands holding the donut, because everything is an expression. Everything is an expression, an explanation of something. You notice there's a center, there's 2, and there's 1. The Twin Towers set up right over here. This is what is 6 and 9, 6 and 9, 6 and 9. Running in rotation. Running in rotation. I once completed part of this, but I don't remember right now. Not going to get into that. Here's where the division between Mars and Pluto comes in. 17 and 28. They're actually the same numeric value as 7 times 4 equals 28. 7 plus 4 equals to 11. 28 minus 11 is 17. Times 3 is 51. 28 times 3 is 84. 4 times 2, 4 plus 2 equals 8 and 6. It divides that number. And if you notice in Pluto, 4 and 8 means, or can mean, that we do live in 6 of what is between 4 and 8. And what surrounds us, okay, is 5 and 7. And that happens to be the moon, the electric moon in control. Tesla Vortex, only using 6 of 9 numbers in any of the design. You can spin this design around. You can spin these numbers any way you want. You'll always get the same design, just in different angles, right? There's always a space opening. The space opening when it goes to the right is 3, 6, and 9. But I'm not the ones who put, I could have started with 2 on top, but it's not starting with 1, 4, 7. But I believe it might have to start with 3, 6, 9 because of the 12 o'clock, but then 9 o'clock is over to the left. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. There's just a lot of things going on. So yeah, so let's go on to the next. Let me see this. Yeah, so then we had this piece over here as well. And then there's the crisscrossing understanding of the numbers. And why did I do this? I did this with number 3. And the reason I did it is I need to connect my 7 and 6, 13, my 9 and 4, 13, my 4 and 3, 7, my 8 and 5, 13, my 2 and 5, 7, because that's the way the Mayans did it. And everything switches. Everything switches. I'm just going to show you one more piece because nobody's here, right? I just want to show you one more piece. That what happens is it rotates, or you rotate it this way on its side, this side here, not above and below on the pull. So when I rotate this, right, when I rotate this, okay, if it was this way, see the 7, 4, 1 is over there, then it's then it's 8, 5, 2, and then it's 9, 6, and 3. And then in this one over here, we're going to connect 7 and 2 with 8 and 3. And we're going to connect 1 and 8 with 2 and 9. And what this is this 7 is replacing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I'm looking for number 13 or 1 and 3, it's showing up here. If I'm looking for 6 and 2, it's going to show up here. So I have 7 and 2. 7 and 2 equals to 9. And I'm just going to make a little star over here. It's going to equal to what is 7. And then this one over here equals to 11. And I'm just going to try and put it back to its original here. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let me see what the original number is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What's in what position? So the 8 is in the 4 position. The 1 is in the 3 position. That's 7. So this one also is 7. Now 1 and 8. Did I get that 1 and 8? Okay, the 1 and 8, sorry, the 1 and 8 is here. Equals to 9. And the 2, just right, the 2 and 9, did I get that right? The 2 and 9 equals to 11. So this one, right, this one here is the 13. This one here is the 13. This one is the 7. So these two are from the 7. 1 and 8 and 2 and 7, and 3 and 8 and 2 and 9 are from the 13th house. And then I'll spin it again, and then I'll connect them together. Now the thing is about 9/11. Okay, I'm just going to get this one last piece. I'm going to see if I have it prepared already. No, I don't, but I can explain off of here. The thing about 9/11 is, in order to make these work, I need to use this area here with this area here. Then I need to use this area here with this area here. Then I need to use let me see if I got that right. This area here with this area here. And then what I have to use is these two areas here. And if you notice, 2 and 9, 11, 3 and 8, 11, 5 and 6, 11, 2 and 9, 11, 7 and 4, 11. Now, what does that mean? What does it show me? Well, this is the second position, and this is the ninth position. This is the third position. This is the eighth position. So I must start with 2 and 9, and I will end up with 5 and 6. And they're all 11s because that's the way you connect your opposite numbers. Now, can we show it somewhere else that this is happening? Well, now we're going to show it somewhere else. When I take it to here, we have 5 and 30 equaling to 35. Did I get that right? Just 1 second here. So when I use the first and the sixth position, I end up with 35. When I use the fourth and the ninth position, I end up with 85. When I invert it, 15 and 20, the third and the fourth position, end up with 35. And when I use the, hold on a second. Why do I have 65? It's 45. So you see, it actually works out to the same thing in this formation. So now when I run it down from here to here, I end up with 55. When I end up from here to here, it ends up at 55. When I end up from here to here, it's 55, and here is 55, showing me that my average and everything that works inside of here is that numeric value. That's how I understand here and here is 11. These are all my 11s. So all these have to work out. So 2 and 45, 55. And so you see the way they all work out. This and this and this. And it just shows you the differences and the ways things form together as numbers. For now, I'm going to stop this video. I still have to finish with Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, etc. Raphael. For those who are not here, for those who are going to be here, we will discuss a little bit further what everything actually is between numbers and letters, and it doesn't matter what it is. Everything's connected. Now, if you want to start talking about religion and the zodiac and everything else, we could. I could with those who know that system, and then I would have to learn and understand a little bit deeper into the system to put these numbers into perspectives of the games they came from. Bowling, 10 pins. It's just not 10 pins. It's the position of the pins. And that's one bowling game. We have to play at least a minimum of 3, if not 4 bowling games, or why not 7 bowling games or a whole series of bowling games to understand the stories of rotation. There is one last thing I wanted to bring up here, and it's this over here. This over here is not the same as this over here. When creating the hexagon, they look the same, but they're not. Here you have a square area in between. Here you have a single area space. When I draw the double area space up to a point, it reaches a point in the center. When I create the single area space, I cross over and create an X between a box. So we're writing into a half a box of the area, so it has to be discussed. The same thing when we do 3 over here is just like 1 over here, except in this one, I can close the area here, or I can go on. I could have closed the area right there if I wanted, right? I could have closed this area right here, right? And if I make 2 of these, I can close it halfway in between. Once I create 2 of these, just 1 second, just want to do this. Just 1 second. Once I create 2 of these, right, I now have a center area for this to run from here all the way to here. Now I can begin a half area space because I have a place of departure. At the same time, I also have a place of departure from here. The same way I have a place of departure from here. Those are its realities. That's what gets to be done. We get to draw the lines. Once you understand how it all works, it gets a little bit easier to understand everything about creation because we see all the connections, and then we can decipher theoretically if they make sense. Oh, there's one more piece I wanted to speak about, and that's all I need is this and these four different ones. And then all I need are these to understand the height, y, and then my angle, 45 degrees, more, and more. And once we get to here, according to A, B, C, D, when we get to this one, it's a start over again. So the above and below is right over here. So since you have that as an above and below, we can also use this. I'm not really sure which way we should go, but we can start using it, right, for our angles. Because you see there's a slight angle over here because of this angle here. So that means this one will have an angle. So now you can see the whole building or world is tilted on, or something is tilted, and there's reason. Raphael, peace and love. Thank you for watching this video.